Welcome, esteemed gentlemen. The moment you sense your energy being drained, cut them off. No hesitation, no explanation. Sigma males live by this unspoken rule, and trust me, they don't give second chances. You see, when a Sigma male cuts you off, it's not some dramatic fallout or a slow fade out. It's swift, decisive, and often leaves you wondering what just happened. Here's a fact. Studies show that highly independent individuals tend to distance themselves from toxic environments faster than most people. And Sigmas? They've perfected this skill. But why do they cut people off so suddenly? Is it because they're cold-hearted? Or is there something much deeper going on? Stick around, because what you're about to hear is going to explain the harsh truth. And yes, it's probably not what you think. Oh, and don't worry. If you're not one of the energy suckers, you're safe. For now. If this sounds like something you are interested in, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now let's do this. Number 1. Draining their energy is a death sentence. When a Sigma male feels like someone is draining their energy, it's like flipping a switch. They're out just like that. Sigma males value their mental peace and energy more than anything. They don't mind helping out or being supportive, but the moment it turns into a one-sided drain, they're gone. It's not that they don't care, but they know exactly how to protect themselves from people who suck the life out of them. They've mastered the art of recognizing energy vampires, those people who always need something, never give anything in return, and somehow leave you feeling exhausted after every interaction. It doesn't matter if you're a friend, a colleague, or even a romantic partner. If you're constantly draining their energy, whether through unnecessary drama, constant complaining, or making everything about you, the Sigma male will cut you off, and they won't even look back. They won't engage in long debates or passive-aggressive arguments. They'll simply distance themselves until one day you realize you haven't heard from them in a while. It's not a coincidence. They've made their exit. Sigmas know their value, and time are not limitless. They treat their energy like gold, and if you're draining their supply without contributing, they'll protect themselves without hesitation. It's almost like their internal battery is too valuable to waste on the wrong people. And honestly, can you blame them? Who has the time to constantly deal with energy-sapping negativity? While others might feel obligated to stick around for the sake of being nice, a Sigma has no such delusion. They choose peace over people every time, especially when those people are secretly draining them dry. So if a Sigma male has cut you off, there's a good chance you were depleting their energy, and they weren't going to let it happen anymore. At number 2, fake loyalty gets exposed. Sigma males have a sixth sense for fake loyalty. They can spot it from a mile away, and once they do, they won't stick around for the big reveal. If someone is only loyal when it benefits them, the Sigma male will cut ties without blinking. They don't need to wait for the drama to unfold or for the betrayal to hit full force. They've already seen through it. The thing is, Sigma males aren't fooled by appearances or sweet talk. They don't fall for superficial acts of loyalty, like someone always being around when times are good or when they can gain something from the relationship. Sigmas value deep, genuine loyalty, the kind that's there through thick and thin. If they sense that you're just hanging around for convenience or because you want something from them, they'll walk away. They'd rather be alone than surrounded by people who aren't truly invested in their well-being. They don't make a scene about it either. There's no dramatic exit or confrontation. They just quietly disappear from your life. One day, you'll realize the Sigma male is no longer there, and it'll hit you that he figured out your game long before you even played your final card. And let's be real, no one likes a fake friend, but Sigma males have zero tolerance for it. They don't have time for people who are only there for the perks. It's like trying to fool someone with a knockoff brand when they can spot the real deal from a distance. The Sigma male doesn't bother to argue or explain. They just remove themselves from the situation, leaving you wondering what happened. Spoiler alert, he knew all along, and when a Sigma male knows, he's already halfway out the door. Number 3. They don't owe you an explanation. Sigma males are known for their strong sense of independence and self-reliance, and this extends to how they handle relationships. One of the harshest truths about them is that they don't feel the need to explain themselves when they cut someone off. They're not the type to sit down and have long, drawn-out conversations about why things went wrong or why they're distancing themselves. To them, it's simply not necessary. Once they've made the decision to walk away, it's final. And in their mind, the reasons are obvious. This lack of explanation can leave people confused or even hurt, but from the Sigma male's perspective, they don't owe anyone an explanation. They operate from a place of internal logic that prioritizes their mental clarity and personal well-being above the need to maintain a relationship that no longer serves them. If they've reached the point of cutting someone off, it means they've already analyzed the situation, weighed their options, and determined that continuing the relationship isn't worth the energy. To some, this can seem cold or detached, but Sigmas see it as efficient. They don't believe in dragging things out or creating unnecessary drama. If a relationship has run its course, they don't see the point in hashing out every detail. They move on quickly, and without feeling the need to justify themselves. It's not about being heartless, it's about self-preservation. In their world, time and energy are too precious to waste on explanations that won't change anything. This approach might be hard for others to understand, especially in a world where many people expect closure or some kind of final conversation. But for the Sigma male, their silence is the closure. The relationship ended for a reason, and they believe that's enough. At number 4, when you violate their inner code. Sigma males have a deeply ingrained internal code of ethics and values, and they live by it without compromise. This code isn't something they constantly advertise, but it's the foundation for everything they do. They know what they stand for and what they won't tolerate. So when someone crosses those boundaries or disrespects their core beliefs, a Sigma male won't waste time with arguments or trying to mend things. They'll simply disappear. It's not that they're overly rigid or difficult to get along with. In fact, they're often quite understanding and open-minded when it comes to different perspectives. But when it comes to their personal values, the things that truly matter to them, there's no negotiating. They've taken the time to figure out exactly who they are and what they believe in. And once those lines are crossed, there's no going back. For a Sigma male, respecting their internal code is about maintaining integrity and authenticity. They won't engage in long debates or try to make you see their point of view. If you've shown disregard for what they consider essential to their identity, they see no reason to continue the relationship. They don't believe in wasting time trying to fix something they view as fundamentally broken. This can be hard for others to understand, especially if the violation seemed small or unintentional. But for a Sigma male, it's not about the size of the offense, it's about what it represents. Their internal code is non-negotiable, and once you've shown you can't respect that, they'll quietly exit your life without a fight. It's not about drama, it's about staying true to themselves and protecting their sense of self-worth. Number 5, wasting their time is unforgivable. Sigma males have zero patience for anyone who wastes their time. To them, time is a resource far more valuable than money or status. It's something they can never get back, so they're incredibly selective about how they spend it and who they spend it with. If you're someone who constantly pulls them into unproductive conversations, meaningless drama, or anything that doesn't add value to their life, they'll cut you off without hesitation. A Sigma male won't tolerate endless back-and-forth texts that go nowhere, flakiness, or constant rescheduling. If you're always late, or you're the type who cancels plans last minute, don't be surprised if they just stop showing up altogether. They don't have time for that kind of inconsistency. To them, it's simple. Either respect their time or you're out of their life. There's no middle ground. It's not just about showing up on time, though. If you're wasting their mental energy with trivial complaints, unnecessary drama, or talking just to talk, they'll quietly remove themselves from the conversation. They're not interested in small talk or gossip. And if you're the kind of person who thrives on that, the Sigma will make a swift exit. And no, they're not going to make excuses or ghost you slowly. They'll just disappear, leaving you wondering what went wrong. They operate on efficiency, both in their work and their relationships. They're always moving forward, and if you're dragging them back with unnecessary distractions, they'll cut you loose. It's not personal. It's just that they refuse to let anyone waste the one thing they can never get more of: time. So, if a Sigma male suddenly stops returning your calls or texts, you might want to ask yourself if you've been using up more of their time than you've been giving back. Number 6, independence over codependence. Sigma males value their independence above almost everything else, and they're extremely protective of it. They don't like feeling tied down or trapped in any kind of codependent relationship. The moment someone becomes too clingy, needy, or overly dependent on them, they begin to pull away. This isn't because they don't care, but because they know how easily their personal freedom can be compromised if they allow that kind of dynamic to continue. For a Sigma male, independence means having the space to think clearly, make decisions on their own terms, and move through life without feeling like they're being held back. When someone begins to lean on them too much, whether it's emotionally, financially, or mentally, it starts to feel suffocating. They're not the type to shoulder the weight of another person's entire emotional world. They need their relationships to be balanced, with mutual respect for boundaries and independence. When this balance is lost, and the Sigma male starts to feel like they're losing their sense of freedom, they won't hesitate to distance themselves. They're not interested in playing the role of someone's savior or crutch. It's not about being selfish, but about maintaining their own well-being. They understand that in order to stay true to themselves, they need to protect their space and autonomy. Once they sense that a relationship is becoming codependent, they know it's time to step back. This decision isn't made lightly, but it's necessary. Sigma males can't thrive in situations where they feel tied down or overly responsible for another person's happiness. So, when they cut someone off for being too clingy, it's not an impulsive move. It's a deliberate choice to safeguard their freedom and ensure they stay aligned with their true self. They need space to breathe, and they won't compromise on that. Number 7, they detest over-entitlement. Sigma males have a strong aversion to entitlement in any form. They've built their lives around self-reliance and independence. So when someone starts acting like they deserve special treatment or expects them to cater to their needs without reciprocation, it triggers an immediate response. They see entitlement as a sign of laziness or a lack of respect, and they refuse to be dragged down by someone who expects more than they're willing to give. For Sigma males, relationships are based on mutual respect and equal investment. They believe in a give-and-take dynamic, where both parties contribute to the relationship in meaningful ways. If someone starts to act like they're above this principle, expecting the Sigma male to always be the one to support or fulfill their needs, they'll quickly reevaluate the relationship. To them, entitlement indicates a fundamental imbalance, and they have no interest in being with someone who sees them as a source of support without the desire to reciprocate. This doesn't mean they won't be there for people they care about. Sigma males are more than willing to help friends and loved ones in times of need. However, they expect a balanced relationship where both parties are looking out for each other. If they feel like they're giving more than they're getting, or worse, if they feel taken for granted, they'll consider that person a burden. When this happens, they don't engage in lengthy discussions or attempts to resolve the situation. Instead, they'll quietly step away. Sigma males don't have time for relationships that are one-sided, and they won't hesitate to cut someone off who has developed a sense of entitlement. They are not here to serve anyone's ego. They're focused on their own journey and will surround themselves with those who value mutual respect and shared effort. Number 8, your drama doesn't amuse them. For Sigma males, drama is about as appealing as a root canal. They thrive in environments where peace and stability reign, and they've zero tolerance for unnecessary chaos. If you think your latest gossip or dramatic tale is going to entertain them, think again. They'd rather binge-watch a documentary on paint drying than get wrapped up in your whirlwind of issues. When someone brings drama into their lives, it's like tossing a glitter bomb into a Zen garden. Sigma males appreciate a good story as much as the next person, but if it's all about backstabbing, petty arguments, or soap opera-level chaos, they're out. They see these distractions as energy drainers and will distance themselves from anyone who seems addicted to the chaos. It's not that Sigma males are cold-hearted. They genuinely prefer calm over chaos. They want to conserve their mental and emotional energy for things that matter, like pursuing their goals, enjoying their hobbies, or even having a quiet cup of coffee without the background noise of someone else's problems. If you're constantly dragging them into your dramatic escapades, they'll see you as a source of unnecessary stress, not a fun companion. This doesn't mean they won't support friends through tough times. They can handle serious situations with grace, but when it turns into a circus of drama, they simply can't engage. Their patience has limits, and once you've hit that limit, don't be surprised when they quietly exit stage left. They don't need the chaos in their lives, and they won't stick around to watch your soap opera unfold. For Sigma males, life is too short for needless drama. They prefer their entertainment to come from more enriching sources, like Netflix and a good book. So, if you find yourself leaning on them for a front row seat to your chaotic life, it might be time to check if you're still in their inner circle. Because once the drama begins, they won't be the ones cheering from the sidelines. They'll be long gone, seeking peace and quiet elsewhere. Number 9. You're no longer on their path. Sigma males are deeply committed to their personal journey of self-growth and evolution. They're constantly seeking knowledge, honing their skills, and striving to become the best version of themselves. So if someone in their life fails to keep up or becomes stagnant, whether it's intellectually, emotionally, or spiritually, they won't think twice about cutting ties. For them, life is a continuous journey, and they refuse to be held back by anyone who isn't aligned with their trajectory. This isn't a matter of arrogance. It's about recognizing that their time and energy are limited resources. They value relationships that inspire growth and contribute to their journey. If they find themselves surrounded by people who are content to remain where they are, who resist change, or who don't challenge them to think deeper, they will see that relationship as a dead weight. When a Sigma male realizes that someone no longer fits into their evolving landscape, they won't linger out of sentimentality. Nostalgia has no power over them. They're not interested in dragging anyone along for the ride who isn't equally committed to their growth. They believe that relationships should elevate, not stagnate, and they will prioritize their own evolution over maintaining ties out of obligation or history. This approach might seem harsh to some, but it's simply part of their nature. They're not in the business of babysitting others' emotional states or intellectual curiosity. If someone becomes a hindrance rather than a help, they will quietly move on, leaving behind any attachments that no longer serve their path. The reality is, Sigma males are on a mission, and they know that every interaction must align with that mission. So, if you find yourself on the outskirts of their life, it's not personal. It's just a natural outcome of their commitment to growth. They're here to evolve, and they'll walk away from anything that threatens that journey, leaving you to reflect on whether you were truly ready to grow alongside them. Number 10. Self-sufficiency means they don't need you. The reality is that Sigma males operate from a place of profound self-sufficiency. They've cultivated a strong sense of self-worth that is entirely independent of external validation or the presence of others in their lives. This independence is not just a preference. It's a core aspect of their identity. They thrive on their ability to stand alone, which means that they don't rely on anyone to feel complete or fulfilled. Because of this self-sufficiency, Sigma males are uniquely positioned when it comes to relationships. They're not seeking someone to complete them. They're looking for connections that enhance their already rich and fulfilling lives. If you cross their boundaries or fail to resonate with their energy, the reality is stark. They can and will cut you off without a moment's hesitation. They're not emotionally tethered to anyone in a way that makes them vulnerable to manipulation or disappointment. This ability to detach is often misunderstood by others. It might seem harsh or even cold to those who are used to forming relationships based on emotional dependency. But for Sigma males, this isn't about being unfeeling. It's about protecting their peace and integrity. They won't tolerate anyone who disrupts their flow or challenges their sense of self. If you bring negativity, drama, or an attitude of entitlement into their world, they'll see no reason to maintain that connection. This perspective can be jarring for those who might expect a more traditional approach to relationships, where emotional bonds dictate the terms. But Sigma males are not bound by these norms. Their freedom and self-sufficiency allow them to prioritize their well-being over the complexities of interpersonal drama. So if you find yourself on the receiving end of a sudden cutoff, it's a clear signal that your presence no longer serves their journey. Sigma males understand their value, and they're not afraid to walk away from anything that threatens to disrupt their path to self-actualization. In conclusion, navigating the world of Sigma males requires an understanding of their unique perspectives on relationships and self-worth. They embody independence and self-sufficiency, which means they are selective about the connections they maintain. When someone crosses their boundaries or fails to align with their journey, they won't hesitate to cut ties. This isn't a reflection of their capacity for love or friendship. Rather, it's a testament to their commitment to personal growth and integrity. Sigma males seek relationships that inspire and elevate, and they refuse to be weighed down by drama, entitlement, or stagnation. For those in their orbit, this means that mutual respect and shared values are paramount. If you find yourself on the outside looking in, it's an opportunity to reflect on your own approach to relationships. The Sigma male's journey is one of evolution, and they won't compromise their path for anyone unwilling to grow alongside them. Ultimately, their strength lies in their unwavering self-awareness and their determination to live authentically. By understanding these dynamics, you can better navigate your interactions with Sigma males and appreciate the powerful individuals they are, both in their solitude and in the connections they choose to nurture. If you found this exploration of Sigma males enlightening, I invite you to join our community by subscribing to the channel. Your support helps us delve deeper into these intriguing topics and share more exceptional content with you. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and share it with others who might benefit from understanding the Sigma perspective. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave your comments below, whether you agree, disagree, or have your own experiences to share. Your insights matter, and I appreciate every single one of you for being part of this journey. Let's keep the conversation going.